Welcome to another episode of Real Talk All Sport. It's been a while, Dav. It's been that long. I can't even remember
What we last talked about.
Yeah,
Last time it was with Darren Campbell with the Olympics.
Yes,
He was back.
yes. And congratulations to him, by the way, because I'm not sure if you're aware, but he won a coaching award.
Did he?
Yeah,
wow.
yeah. So
well deserved.
So after I think Britain's most or equal their most successive Olympics with the sprint team. So
Fair play to him.
Big up DC.
He's a good man.
He's a good man. He's a good man. So listen, there's only one place we can start really. I know we were gonna start in a different area, but it's Wednesday. Let me just check the date. It's what, the 4th of November?
It's the 4th of December.
4th of December, sorry. And it's the morning after, the night before. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I absolutely do know what you're talking about.
Wales have qualified for the Euros.
Mad. How cool is that?
Let me rephrase. Wales women have qualified for the Euros for the first time in their history. And short history, 15 years I think they've been going officially. They've been going since the 70s. I knew people who played in the 70s. A lady across the road from me, Wendy Taleb, one of the best footballers on the estate. I was a kid and she was like an adult then or in her teens, but she used to go away with a little Adidas bag and her kit and what have you. But she played for Wales. But, to see how far they've come in such a short space of time, having been credited with things like kit, sponsorship, proper travel, food and things like that. It's unbelievable what can be achieved, huh?
Yeah, well, I was at the first game of the playoffs finals.
Yeah.
And even just seeing how they play, it's such an identity now in the women's game that they play in such a way that I think's fantastic, especially from a defensive point of view, which I'm always looking at it from that way, which I know bores the heck out of you. There's so much structure, and I really enjoyed it watching. And if you look at Ireland, and we were discussing this before the second game, Ireland are a really good team.
Yeah, they I think they qualified for a major championships already. And there was a lot of talk whether or not I know in the background, me, I always look at things slightly different to the average Joe. So there was this sort of feeling or chat that, they had beaten us before, and when we beat them, they didn't have their full strength side. And I'm like, well, we haven't got our full strength side this time, right? So we got Sophie injured. And you wouldn't say Jess is at the full sort of capacity. So, it's always a 50-50. It's whether or not, what I don't think people realise, especially those who've not played, competitive sport, and I even down into, club football on a Saturday afternoon. When you get the finals and things, or when you get to the point of where you have to win the league, there's this thing called pressure, right? It doesn't matter where age or nothing doesn't come into it. It's a thing called pressure, and that pressure does very, very strange things to people. And I think a lot of the time that's overlooked too much in sport. So I thought last night was after the home result. You get the draw. There's a feeling that the other team think, that's it, we've done the job, until they get home in front of a record 25,000 crowd.
It was big. I looked at that stadium and I thought, oh my word, that is huge. Because we managed in the first leg, we got 17,000, which is really, that's a great deal for us.
Yeah, I think that's a new record.
Yeah. And so I was there with two of my mates watching it, and the atmosphere was fantastic.
Yeah.
Then when you saw it in Ireland and you saw 25,000, I was like, oh my word. But not only that atmosphere combined with, if you saw the first leg, it was aggressive. They knew that they were going to come into a hostile environment.
Yeah.
If you've seen the captain for Ireland as well, Katie McCabe.
McCabe, she should have got walked last night. She was like, I would like to meet her in a dark alleyway on a Saturday night after a drink. She looks like she could
exactly. And so I was at the game and I got a text from my fiance who quite likes women's football. She's English, so she's been following the Lionesses with their success. And I said who they were playing. She went, watch out for their left back. She's brutal. Yeah. I was like, where's this come from? I was like, what do you mean? I was like, no, I tell you stuff like that because this like I've been in this. I'm the guy who likes football. Yeah, she went, watch out for Katie McCabe because she's got a wicked left foot and she's absolutely brutal. 5 minutes later, slide tackle. That white top was not white anymore.
Yeah, and she's done a little stamp thing. She's done another really bad foul, and then she's done a dive later on in the second half. And I thought to myself, I think had she been on away turf, I think she would have walked. I thought the referee had a good game, in fairness. I think it's an Italian lady. I think she had a really good game.
Nice.
But I think McCabe could have walked in different circumstances. But like the game had everything. That's what I loved about it. It was a proper humdinger, you would say, right? Like the first half, there was a lot of there were a few chances, nerves and trepidation. But what I thought, I listened to the commentary with Nia and Simon, brilliant, and then the halftime with Katrin and the girls and Gabs, and I thought they missed the Ireland had more possession, but the attempts in and around the box, the entries into the box, I think Wales had 10 or something like that.
Yeah,
and Ireland had 2 or 3, so there was a significant sort of, difference between what was going on in and around that final third.
I remember having a look at the stats earlier, and it's exactly what you say. Shots off target, Wales didn't have 1 shot off target.
Yeah, they had 3 on target.
Yeah. So it was, as you say, when it came to the box, they had a lot more shots than we did.
Yeah.
But Wales were much more clinical with it.
Yeah.
But that still doesn't mean it isn't scary.
No, it isn't. And the possession is always, I would say, 9/10 of the law, because if you have the ball, then the opponent can't score, right? But I just thought that stat of entries into the final third or entries into the box where Wales were dominant in that area, which sort of tells you that they've got less of the ball, but they've got better use of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then second half, physicality-wise, oh my God, it was brutal. But fair play, our girls, they stood up. They were to a lady, they were fantastic, I thought.
And even things that I saw with Hannah Kane, who scored our penalty.
Yeah, Big Daddy.
Yeah. She's come off 2 massive ACL injuries, and for me as well, especially who's been through
an ACL,
and I'm still on it 3 years down the line, for her to be able to have that confidence to tuck away that penalty so coolly while still having a great game, I think is just incredible.
Yeah, mental strength is called.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Women are stronger than men anyway.
That's why it's taken me 3 years.
That's why I always point to my mum and say, my mum compared to my dad, it's like, it's like a lion and a putty cat. Yeah, but listen, I thought the second goal as well, our second goal, I thought, there's a thing in football where you say to the strikers or people who play up front, like, hit the target. And when Jonesy went through, I thought to myself, God, just hit the target. And you're thinking, don't blast it, because it's one of those ones, if you try and rack your laces through it, you usually drag it, right? You're trying to hit it too hard, thinking, I got to get past the keeper because you're 22, 20. She was, good 20 yards out. Yeah. She was still 2 yards outside the box. But what she done, like they said that she scuffed it. I didn't think she scuffed it.
Okay.
I thought it was just clean at the pace you're running at. under pressure.
And she'd just been in a scuffle with someone, so balances all off.
Yeah, it's just bullied the girl down to the floor, gone on, and then the pressure was coming from her left-hand side. And I thought, just clean. If it's clean, it's one of them, the ones that keep us outside, usually around about 6-yard box. And what it does, it leaves gaps either side, right? It's almost like the angles you can't. So as long as you get it past her within a half a yard, it always ends up in the back of the net. And I thought it wasn't a sweet strike, but it was a clean strike. It didn't bobble, I think if it bobbled, the keeper might get it. But yeah, it was just like the header off the line, and then they scored, and they're thinking, no, here we go, it's gonna all end up in tears. But no, I thought they were brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
And even when after the game as well, because Rhiannon Wilkinson was chatting about it, she said that she felt physically sick with what she's achieved as well, which I think is really nice coming from a manager, because it obviously
she's got something else wrong with her stomach. I thought that was a great line. It's another ailment to add to the list.
But that shows a real passion for the team as well. And so someone feels physically, a lot of times you hear managers and they put on this media front.
Yeah.
To hear her say she's physically sick because of what she's achieved and what she's done with this team and how much. That's really encouraging, that her heart is in it, considering she's only been in Wales for setup for about a year.
Yeah.
And we've got her till 2027 is her contract. Yeah, so we got her for a long time. And that's really encouraging that she has that passion.
But she came in February, I think.
Yeah, so not long at all.
February. So to do what they've done, I think it's a remarkable achievement. And I don't mean that in a sort of, I can't believe they did it. I thought they would do it. Because like I said, I think, I thought they're as good as Ireland. Yeah. Right, all over the park. I know Ireland are ranked higher, but I thought, from the first game especially, I thought, well, this is a true 50-50 game. Right? So for them to go over there and do what they've done, hostile crowd. Because I even when the camera went into the crowd towards the very end, when the ladies were wasting a bit of time, and keeper goes down with a dodgy knee and all that, and you do it. I see it panned into the crowd, and it was like women, get up! I was thinking, whoa, that's a bit too close to the men's game. You know what I mean? I thought it was a bit more. A bit nicer, but listen, it was no love lost last night. But what a game! Like I said, everything. That's what I could. The second half was just it's one of them second halves you could watch repeatedly.
And what have we got to do to get to Switzerland, Nathan? I need to be there.
Buy a ticket.
Hopefully it's my week off.
I don't think any of us will be going. I think those who BBC Select, I don't know what kind of squad they'll send out to do the game, but listen, whether you're there watching it live or you're watching it on TV at home or in the pub or wherever, there's going to be it's changed the game for me. You know what I mean, it's been a long time coming, but I think when you're within a group of people that have suffered through no fault of your own, just for you're a female or you're disabled or you're black or whatever. When you've gone through those sort of experiences, you understand how much it means to actually succeed. And like I say, they've gone through the embarrassment of having to wear men's kits, and the places they've stayed has not been what you would put an international team through and things like that. So I think that's it's easy to forget those things, right? And we all say, it's been difficult to pass that, but listen, there's difficult and there's difficult. The difficulties they would have suffered and the things they would have had to endure shouldn't be endured at any time. People, it was a different time. I don't buy that argument. Shouldn't be endured. If you're asking these ladies to pull on the shirt with pride, because that's what we love to say, right? The dragon and pride and all that. And then you're sending them into battle with no spears, no guns, no protection or nothing. It's just like, what are you going to do? Oh, just throw mud at the opposition who are charging at you with cavalry, you know. So, like I say, I think it's an immense achievement, absolutely immense.
And even I found something crazy yesterday when I was listening. There's one women's academy as well, in terms of like college level. One in the whole of the country.
Yeah.
So there's still so much
investment that needs to go in. But do you know a big thing for me? I think school football is in a terrible state. I think club football as well on a Sunday. So like when I'm looking at that picture there, that's me and my club Sunday league team as a kid.
It's a nice kit.
Yeah,
I love it.
In those days, in like the 70s and the 80s when I was growing up, every school, and I'm talking every school in Newport that I can remember, had a football team, a rugby team, a netball team, a baseball team. Some had a cricket team because that was a bit more of a money sport. But school sport was like massive in junior school. I remember even in infant school, my first football match was coming to Abergavenny to play. Mrs. Wood was our head teacher, and she got us all on a bus, took us to Abergavenny. We thought it was like going to like France. It was miles away, right? Down the old M50 back in the day. We were like 5 years old. But, you know, we had football at, 5, 6 years old. And then right away through junior school, right away through high school, you had a choice: swimming, I know people, netball, hockey. And I think school sport has died a death. And I, like I said, went to my old school a few years ago and walked in the vestibule, said to the head teacher, "Oh, where's the trophy cabinet?"
Yeah.
And she was like, "What?" I was like, "The trophy cabinet? The trophies, like, for years and years, this country, this sort of school has been synonymous with winning trophies, football, rugby, baseball. Yeah, nowhere to be seen, don't know where they were. No markings on the pitch. And my 3 kids all went through school, junior school, high school, never kicked the football.
Wow, okay.
So my point is, imagine the amount of talent that's being lost to that. I remember myself, Norman Parcell, going up to a school in Abergavenny, and we do school visits from time to time. And then we had boys and girls in this class, or this year. And I'll never forget, a little girl, she must have been about 8, and she never played football. We were doing like these little skills with balls, they had these little size 3 balls, and she was like locked on, tuned in, and she was doing everything you'd ask of her. She had this spring in her step where her toes, she was on her toes, and you just thought, like, if you're a talent spotter, like, you realise, whoa, that's like, I even said to the teacher, you want to tell her father to try and get her into football.
Those things that haven't been
or
trained.
Or mother, tell it, because that is all natural talent.
Okay.
Right? But she should be playing for the school, is my point. There should be now. We shouldn't be saying, well, there's no sport in school, which is where we've got to. We should be saying, right, it's about time the girls have had a football team.
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
A netball team,
yeah.
Right? It's about time the boys can play basketball instead of just a choice of football or rugby. I think that is gonna, in the long run, I think that's gonna cost Wales. I really do. I think you've got initiatives now and people through charitable work doing a lot, but I think the school's football is shocking.
And the scary thing is, as you say, you got these charitable organisations helping out, but I've always been told by like my family, is like, you shouldn't have to rely on charities for people to be able to do this stuff.
No, well, I totally agree. And
like, it's amazing we have these charities that do help, but we kind of shouldn't need them. And the stuff should be there so people can have that access to football. Like, I think about growing up, for me, the best part, like, school wasn't the best for me. Like, I'm not what someone would deem an academic. It wasn't. But when you got to
I thought you were a brainiac.
I just looked like a nerd. That's it. Like, I'm well behaved and I look like a nerd. School wasn't the best for me. So it was getting out on that football pitch is where I made my mates. Where I realised, do you know what? I'm actually quite good at something and I can be coached. Sometimes the teacher would say stuff and I didn't understand it, but then a coach would say something to me. I'm like, yeah, I can get that. And if that gives people the confidence and the affirmation of I'm good at something, it's super important.
It's huge. I mean, like in my days, it was, you had the brainiacs, the ones that look like you.
Yeah. Right? I'm a sheep in wolf's clothes right here.
And then you had
it's the other way around. Sorry.
A wolf in sheep's clothing.
I'm the opposite. I'm a
And then you had the sports people.
Yeah.
So in my high school, you had swimmers, athletes, hockey players, rugby players, baseball players, cricketers, footballers. You had so much. And for those people, I keep saying, we're getting all political now. Right?
That's okay, we can do that.
So I say for those, I know there'd be people on my old council estate in England whose children would probably have had children by now, but where things have died, the shopping centre is being rebuilt, but smaller, even though there's more people, work that one out. The boys' football club, gone. I think they're trying to revitalise it now, but gone. Took the building, knocked it down, never gave them nothing to replace it with. Hartridge High School, all boys, the rugby team, gone. And I would say to you, between the football club and the rugby club, boys and girls, you probably had, I would say, probably 20,000 on the estate back in my day. And if you say there were 10,000 kids, 15,000 kids, I would say half, maybe 3/4 went through either the football or the rugby. But now you remove those things, you fill the green spaces with properties, you don't give them other spaces to continue what they've done. And then you're wondering why there's so much crime on the estate.
I was going to say,
you're just ghettoising it.
What do they do then?
And I'm not saying, it's me sort of saying crime is okay. But that's what generally tends to happen. You know what I mean? If you're not doing good, then you're doing bad. You know what I mean? So, and there's too much temptation to do bad. Yeah? Because you're chasing that dollar all the time and,
and it's also, I know I'm not the person who's experienced this, but in terms of making sense, you look at football clubs, you look at social clubs, you look at youth clubs, a lot of it comes to the sense of being with people and belonging and being part of something. The next closest thing to that would be a group of people. Yeah. And as you say, like, it could be if you're not doing good, you're doing bad. That's the next closest thing to being with people. Yeah. And whatever that looks like, it kind of makes sense.
Well, look how it's flipped. So being with people, being with your mates, right, in my day meant you were outside. Yeah. Now my children sit in the bedroom, or used to sit in the bedroom and play with their mates online who are in their bedrooms with the headphones on like you got, and you know what I mean? Like to us, staying in and playing on the Atari was an half-hour thing. You could hold that sort of level of concentration. Yeah. Before, because there's only 2 people playing and 6 of you stood in the background, it was like, right, we're bored, let's go. Right? We can go and play football or play tennis or go and knock some golf balls, or, you know what I mean, just wander around the estate on your BMXs or your skateboards. But listen, we've gone off on a tangent, as we often do. All I'm saying is there needs to be, and I suppose it comes down to the councils, right? They need to be thinking more about investment. And this sort of, everyone's sort of broke and bankrupt. Again, it's another thing I don't get, but there needs to be, because everyone jumps on the bandwagon when there's success. Saying, oh yeah, she came to our school, or, he was coached by this person, and then all of a sudden, I'm looking now and thinking, well, these players, these men and women who are coming through the ranks now, there's not many schools that can lay claim to saying like, well, but they would still ask you to come back and do this for the kids and inspire, and you're a role model. And I'm like, well, you're really a role model to your own kids, really and truly. But definitely things need to improve. But listen, hopefully, things like this, because I don't think it's just down to the Welsh FA, the Association of Wales. I don't understand how sport has become sort of a non-entity in school now.
Yeah.
I don't get that. Whether that's time or whatever, football clubs sending their academies into a school, well, that's not right. I mean, just let the kids go and play.
Yeah, get them playing.
Get them playing.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? School rivalries. So, big up to the women.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They smashed it.
Absolutely smashed it. So let's
There's something I wanted to show you, Nate, as well. So I love this because we've always said that, like, sometimes when it comes to content, it's about the name before the idea, and we've always said for months, there's got to be something in with the name For Goodness Blake.
For goodness Blake.
For
goodness Blake. That's what the Irish will be saying this morning.
Yeah.
For goodness Blake. How
And
did
so
we lose that?
I found this week the most perfect For Goodness Blake moment. So I thought I have to mention it. So Sports Direct, known for making their big decisions, they revolutionised the size of mugs and how big a coffee we can drink.
Okay, yeah, I've seen them.
I feel like everyone has a Sports Direct umbrella, yet not remembering when they actually bought it or if they even did. It just appears in places.
Yeah.
Like you look at football on Saturdays with parents, there's always a Sports Direct. However, Sports Direct have recently released a hat for a Welsh hat, a nice bobble hat for the winter, something that you could put maybe under the tree or a stocking filler.
Okay.
But Nathan, have a look at this and have a look at how they spelt it. It should be saying Cymru.
Oh, Cymru. Cymru.
I put that is it's Cymru or Cymru. Sports Direct have released a hat.
For goodness Blake. What are you doing?
How does it feel that you as a Welsh footballer, you represent that country?
Do you know what? Don't help. There's a black dude wearing it too. Come on, man. Why are you going to do me like that? Come on, Sports Direct, man.
So they've spelt it essentially Kermy, which is what you'd imagine Miss Piggy saying.
Yeah.
So,
Kermy. Oh, that's shocking. That's shocking.
CYRMU as opposed to CYMRU.
That is
awful.
That is a joke, to be fair.
But I think I kind of want one now.
Yeah, I wouldn't have that on principle. I wouldn't wear that on principle because if you're a marketing strategist, you say it was a joke. We did it purposely, and I would say, well, I don't find it funny. Be Welsh and that if you can. It's like the old. I done it this morning. You go online and look at a Trevor Nelson gig, and they've got a picture of Spoonie, and I'm like, well, all black people look the same or what? Are you just still rolling with that one?
Yeah.
Like, come on, man, don't do us like that. No, so I won't be going to Sports Direct and buying,
a Kermy hat.
They can sponsor us, right? As a sorry.
Yeah.
Right?
So that is finally, For Goodness Blake is finally there, and it was perfect.
Yeah, so let's move on. So we've spoken about this Daf Matheson Hall of Fame. Like you've not really, you said you're gonna surprise me with it. Yeah. So Daf Matheson, explain what it means. Because I know what the Hall of Fame means.
Yeah.
Are we talking football or sport?
We're talking football.
Only football.
Strictly football. I could chuck it in because that's the beauty of what we do. We can do whatever we want.
You can coordinate.
Yeah.
You know.
So the thing I've loved about football, and I think it's probably being a Cardiff City fan, is trophies have never been that much of an inspiration. Yeah. So you have to love the beautiful game in other ways.
Yeah.
And so my mates always rip me because there's just elements of football that nobody seemed to notice that I just love. And certain players I feel like I just got like overly attached to for some reason or another. So I thought I'd finally introduce the Daf Matheson Hall of Fame with just the most rogue players that I absolutely love.
That you love.
I absolutely love them.
Okay, so this is so this isn't like this is not going beyond anybody else. This is just the Daf Matheson Hall of Fame. So how many players have you got?
I'm going to induct one player.
You're going to induct one player to kick it off.
So, yeah.
Okay, so next show we'll be looking for your second player.
And whoever you might be thinking it is, you're wrong. It's going to be someone.
Okay.
It's going to be someone, but you're going to think,
so
they
it's
deserve
not like
it.
Thierry Henry.
No
it's not
chance.
Like
he would never make it into the DMHOF.
Why?
No, he didn't deserve it.
Who are you a fan of? Who's your team?
So growing up, always Cardiff City.
Yeah.
A little bit of Chelsea. Just because you have that weird phase when you're a kid, and I asked for a Chelsea top, and it disappointed my dad so much that I never asked for one again.
Yeah.
So
that's a great thing though. Keep it in Wales, man.
Yeah, absolutely. People say you've got to have like a Prem team. I don't.
No,
I actually don't.
I don't have a Prem team. I have Prem teams, plural. Everyone bar Man United. I'm Bolton, so I say to all my mates, my two kids are Man United, so I wish I had changed them at birth, to be honest with you. I should have swapped them out. Or maybe I did, or someone did.
Yeah. And out of all these teams, my first inductee to the Daf Matheson Hall of Fame hasn't played for any of those. He technically the team he's played for has won the Premier League though.
Okay, they have won the Premier League.
They have won, but not with him.
Oh, let me take a guess then. They have won the Premier League.
Yeah, and going with the themes of it, it's not going to be Shearer because.
Okay, can I ask one question?
Okay.
Have they won the Premier League more than once?
No.
Okay. Okay, so he played for Leicester or Blackburn.
Correct.
I'll take a guess. Where's Leicester?
Where's Morgan, you think?
Yeah. So
it's a great Captain Morgan. Could have been a great shout. He has a good possibility to make it, and he has criteria to get. Yeah, but it's not him. Not him.
Okay, so we're going up north to my old club, to Blackburn Rovers. Mm-hmm. Come on, Rovers. Honestly, I haven't got a Scooby-Doo.
Cool. So, standing in at just shy of 6'5", he's absolutely huge.
Mountain.
And that, do you know what, that plays a part into the Hall of Fame.
6'5".
6'5". Played for 11 teams, not in the Premier League, but just overall.
Didn't win the Premier League?
Didn't win the Premier League.
So we're talking after Blackburn won the Premier League, but he played for Blackburn Rovers.
Yeah. So he played for 11 teams, played in 5 different countries as well over his time.
Okay.
And he made his debut in 2007. And while making his debut, he appeared 19 times and scored 2 goals and was awarded Newcomer of the Year, which I think is pretty good going for your first season for a club.
No chance. So
my first inductee to the Daf Matheson Hall of Fame is Christopher Samba.
Oh, the man mountain centre back.
Huge and left-footed, which that plays a massive part into the Hall of Fame. Being a left-footed centre back is beautiful.
Yeah.
I love it. And so he's made it into
QPR?
there. He did play. He played for 1 season for QPR.
Yeah.
After playing in Russia, it was at that time where QPR kind of had that influx of money, where they had like Julio Cesar.
Yeah.
They had. I'm trying to think who else they had, like Adel Taarabt.
Yeah.
Those players and.
Is that Warnock?
I think Warnock was there. Yeah, that was when Warnock was there. Brought in all these players. So also to add to, I think Christopher Samba was a fantastic player, and I remember seeing him, and he
was a good player. Now you come to think of it.
And if you look at the players who got more of the credit, so Pedersen was obviously a very, very good player.
Yeah.
But he had that spine to help him out. Yakubu played alongside him and put some great goals.
Yeah.
And also, one of the things I love is back in December 2011, it was Sir Alex Ferguson's birthday. So 70 years old, they brought a choir out in the game to like sing happy birthday on that game. Blackburn on that day recorded a historical victory against Manchester United, winning 3-2. And the first goal was from a penalty that was fouled by Dimitar Berbatov. And who did he foul? Christopher Samba,
Okay.
exactly, who was also captain at the time as well. So I think, what a great player.
Okay, that is so left field. Well, we're going to get it, right? Daf Matheson's Hall of Fame is going to be left field.
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
I love that.
It's basically players who I thought were a joy to watch.
Well, give players a big up that come and maybe spend some time, short space of time, or, spend a lot of time who don't usually get the big up or get the shout out. So Christopher Samba, I wonder, do you know where he is now?
So I've had a look. He's retired at the moment. He's only 40 years old now.
Didn't he have a bad knee or something like that? Didn't he go like abroad?
I think So he spent some time
Russia.
So he went to he was at Blackburn, then kind of handed in a transfer request. Went to Russia, played for 2 teams in there. Went to QPR. Then went to Panathinaikos in Greece for a little bit. And I think this was coming to the end of his career. And then spent a short amount of time at Aston Villa after as well, which I don't actually remember too much.
I don't remember him at Aston Villa.
And then he called it a day there. But he had a look for Blackburn. He played 161 games and scored 16 goals. But for me, if you asked me, I would have said like 40.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I think he scored about 40 all from corners as well.
I remember about the season where he did score a lot. He was a big threat. Yeah. Hell of a player.
So, that's my first inductee to the Daf Matheson Hall of Fame. Christopher Samba.
I doff my cap, my friend. I doff my cap.
I'm so glad, because I thought there's a chance to give you no chance you're having this Hall of Fame. It's just gonna be full of defenders.
Listen, don't keep bringing defenders, right? That's like a slap in the face to me. Like, you know what I mean? So
if I did it with a goalkeeper to start, you'd be fuming.
Out, start again. Out. Okay. Brilliant, Daf. I like that.
Thank
Daf
you.
Matheson's Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
So, number one, I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to write that down.